Alrighty, good morning everybody. It is Wednesday, December 13th, 2023. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happened here yesterday. It was a pretty nice push pretty much throughout the whole day there. So let's jump back to the open here and see what happened. So what did we say yesterday in our pre-market? If you guys recall, we said on this pullback, as the market was pulling back from our expected resistance zone in the pre-market from yesterday, we said that if the market can hold above 50% of the previous day, our magenta line, that was a good clue that we would continue to have bullish follow-through. If the bears got priced down below 50% and started to bring us lower, that was a clue that maybe our higher time frame position was going to start to follow through. Of course, we needed to break some other key levels below, more importantly than just 50%. But as you can see, right out of the open, they brought it right down through and brought it right back. So once we got back up through the 200 here, back up through VWAP, should have been pretty clear that this was a nice support. In fact, you probably could have bought the magenta line 50% of yesterday and rode the whole market up because that was it. So once we held and started to get back through VWAP, there were some really great opportunities to get long throughout this whole push. We don't have to look at every single test, but essentially, once we got through the Hopel, the pullback to the Hopel would have also been a great trade or a pullback to the high the day before. So as we got outside of all these things, we started our stair step. We stair step from the 50% of the day before, from the VWAP, from the Hopel, or from the high the day before, and then from Hopel. I mean, literally every single roadmap level was pulled back to even you could argue the previous daily close here, right? We held the VWAP, previous daily close, high the day before, Hopel. And this is not like out of the ordinary. We see the market stair step up or stair step down our levels very, very often. I'm not going to see it every single day, but nearly every day we see this type of stuff, right? And then from there, even if you missed the pullback to the VWAP, pullback to the previous daily high, pullback to Hopel, you could have got the pullback to the 200 right there to ride this right back to this pocket that we were watching. Actually, I think I just added this level in. So you could have rode it all the way back up and basically taken it right to filling the gap. So we had a gap yesterday from 46.94 to 99, and that was the expected resistance. I built this up just before we did our pre-market, so it might have been testing this area as we were doing our pre-market back in the pre-market back here. But this was the expected area that we needed to see the bulls get through, and there's the gap. And right at the end of the day, in this nice chug higher, pull back right to 200 again, about 2 ticks in front, and then popped it up to push right through that gap we were watching. So in my opinion, pretty easy day, pretty good opportunities, very unidirectional, and all the pullbacks gave you opportunities to get long off of all of our levels, right? So no excuses there. Of course, as we're pushing, it's hard to really determine, do I want to be a bull? Have we gotten enough strength? But the key thing was noticing the break above VWAP, the hold at 50% of the day before, and then here's your crossover that started right at the beginning, and then the crossover above the VWAP on the 200. So pretty easy day if you ask me. Now we are continuing to break out higher. Again, this was our expected trouble zone right here, which we failed from in the pre-market yesterday, and now we're getting up through it. And so that pocket that we were expecting to be major resistance for the bulls, they've gotten through it now, and ideally, we're now going to go ahead and push up to a new range in the chart. As you can see, we've been just getting up through VWAP here in just the last half hour, basically. Still holding nearly to the tick, the high of yesterday. So ever since the market opened in Globex last night, they've been holding nearly to the tick, the high of the day before here, and now continuing to push higher and stay above VWAP and our Hopel. So that is the review for yesterday and the Globex session. Let's go ahead and jump up to our higher time frames and see